Glenn Beck joined the chorus of idiots wanting to rush everything back to normal with a pandemic ripping through the country.
Hello, America, and welcome to the program. I sincerely hope that we are not at a place as Americans to where we are going to let the Democrats jam down the Green New Deal because we're at home panicked. I want to have a frank conversation with you and ask you where you stand. I'm in the danger zone. I'm right at the edge. I'm 56. In Italy, they're saying if you're sick and you're 60, don't even come in. So I'm in the danger zone. I would rather have my children stay home and all of us who are over 50 go in and keep this economy going and working. Even if we all get sick, I'd rather die than kill the country.
I gotta be honest, guys, I don't know how they've all convinced themselves that if you just go back to work, it's fixed. Everything's fixed. What? No, obviously, this is going to have long-lasting effects. Clearly. We've yet to even begin to see the damage of this thing. You can't just pretend like a pandemic isn't happening and then everybody goes back to normal life. It's not going to happen. First of all, not everybody's going to do it. But second of all, even if everybody did do it, you're going to collapse the healthcare system, which is on the brink of collapse in the first place. And that obviously has, a reverberating effect and impact throughout the rest of the economy. You're going to have, even if you try to get everything back to normal, you're going to have lower demand for vacations on cruise ships, for the airline industry, for travel. So that means the price of oil is affected. All this stuff. There's so much. You can't just, and I've seen so many people have expressed this thought that, like Trump, we're going to open the country back up, open it up on Easter. Thankfully, even Trump realized that that's insane. I can't do that because he was told, over 1 million people could die. So we pushed it back now to April 30th and then they'll reevaluate then. But like the idea, we're going to go back. Everything's going to be wonderful. Everything's going to be tremendous. We're going to open the country back up as if that's it. You snap your finger and imagine the market immediately goes back to the high that it was at beforehand and everything is just hunky-dory. No, a pandemic is going to change people's routine, methinks. Fewer people going to go to the movies. Fewer people going to go out to restaurants to eat. So they act like there's a trade-off here. Hey, we can stay home and the economy collapses, or we could go back to normal and then everything is fine. Or you could try to force everything back to normal and the economy still collapses and more people die. That's what's more likely to happen. And they really haven't thought about that as an option. They really think no, if we just force everything back to normal, everything will be back to normal, right? That's what they think. So it's just embarrassingly stupid. But beyond that, okay, Glenn Beck famously said during the Obama years, and Daily Beast dug up this quote of his. He said that the death panels, so-called death panels in Obamacare, they weren't actually in Obamacare. He said this, quote, "We care about the elderly. We value life in this country. And when you start devaluing life, then you're in trouble." So this guy is such a partisan hack that he flipped his position on elderly people dying. That's really something else, isn't it? He went from death panels are bad to let's effectively have our own death panels by forcing everybody back to work in a pandemic, which will lead to more deaths primarily of elderly people. It's just, if you ever needed, I know 99.9% of my audience already knew Glenn Beck was a fool and a moron and a hack. But for the 0.1% that didn't know that, and maybe this video popped up as a recommended, even though YouTube doesn't recommend my videos anymore, but say it popped up as a recommended when somebody was watching a Glenn Beck video because they like Glenn Beck. Really? How do you get out of this one? How do you get out of this one? This is the same thing that the lieutenant governor of Texas said, too. Hey, man, I'd die for the Dow Jones. What? Okay, I wouldn't. Nor would I sacrifice my mom, nor would I sacrifice your parents or grandparents. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. And like I said, even if we do force everybody back to work, I think the economy is still going to collapse. It's still going to really be in trouble no matter what we do at this point. So it's a stupid conversation to have anyway. But even if I grant him his dynamic, which I don't, I'm not going to have, bodies piling up more and more because you wanted to force everything back to normal and pretend it's normal. That kind of is, in a weird roundabout way, a death panel.